Hi friends, in the last video we covered what is a runtime stack mechanism. So now the next topic what we have to discuss, what is default exception handling in Java. Sir, if something goes wrong, if an exception rises, we are not having any exception handling code. By default what will happen? Sir, what is default exception handling in Java? This is what I have to discuss. It's a very simple terminology, sir, okay, but acts as a base for the remaining topics. That's why take a bit very special care. Let me explain with a small example, then you can get much clarity. Here, have a look once. Sir, observe, I have class test, public static void main method, string array args. Public static void main, string array args, main method is there. This main method is calling, assume that it is calling do stuff method. Main method is calling do stuff method. Sir, now public static void do stuff, public static void do stuff internally calls do more stuff. Assume internally calls do more stuff. Next, public static void do more stuff. Public static void do more stuff. Now here I am taking system.out.println hello like this. I am taking, sir. Listen very carefully about this code, sir. Hello like this. I hope you people may already aware this terminology, sir. Sir, do you know? So in this, how many threads are available? I covered already in the last video, runtime stack mechanism. How many threads are available? Only one thread, main thread. For every thread, JVM is going to create one runtime stack. Okay? Well, this runtime stack created. Right? Assume that. Now, what is the first method call performed by main thread? Main method will be called by main thread. That's why first main. So main internally calls do stuff. Are you getting? Main internally calls what? Do stuff. Now for that do stuff also one entry added. Next, sir, inside do stuff, now the control came to do stuff. Inside do stuff, do more stuff. It is calling do more stuff, sir. Sir, do more stuff is another method call. For every method call, JVM will add one entry. That's why here do more stuff. Okay. Now the control do more stuff. Now the control came. Sir, inside do more stuff, SOP of hello. That's why output we are going to get hello is the output, sir. Output once hello completed, do more stuff completed. That's why do more stuff will be removed, and now the control go back to do stuff. Inside do stuff, no other extra things I have to do. Do stuff also completed. Now remove the do stuff also. Now the control go back to main method. After do stuff call, nothing is there. No extra code is there. That's why remove. Sir, main method also completed. Remove the entry, and JVM will terminate this thread and the corresponding stack will be destroyed. Okay, it is, if everything goes fine, no problem, hello is the answer, the program will be stopped. But something goes wrong. Regarding something goes wrong, then what will happen? That's what our cinema, sir. Sir, now observe carefully. Instead of SOP of hello, I am taking SOP of 10 by 0. Are you getting? SOP of 10 by 0. 10 by 0, something goes wrong. Arithmetic exception came, sir. Now what is the flow? How the things are going to be happen? Because I never used any try or catch block. By default what will happen? This knowledge must be compulsory, you should have. Okay, well, sir, now here let me make my stack is empty. Sir, in this, how many threads are there? Just now I explained. How many threads are there? Only one thread. What is that? Main thread, right? Now, main thread first calls main method. Main method calls do stuff. Now the control will comes to do stuff. Now, sir, main thread calls do stuff. Now, at the part of do stuff, sir, this do more stuff will be called. That's why the control comes to do more stuff. One entry added. Now, observe very carefully, sir. Do more stuff. Now, the control comes to do more stuff. Sir, currently, control is inside which method? Do more stuff. Have you observed top of the stack is do more stuff only. Now, here something goes wrong. Observe very carefully, sir. Here something goes wrong. Inside a method, if an exception rises, the method in which it is raised is the responsible to create exception object. Remember this one, sir. The method in which this exception raised, that method is the responsible to create exception object, of course with the help of JVM only. Exception object created. In this object, what information added? Name of the exception. Can you please spell out what is the name of the exception? Sir, what is the name of exception? Sir, arithmetic exception. What is the description of the exception? What is the description of the exception? Description of the exception is division by 0. Is the description, sir. Division by 0. Next, what is stack trace? Sir, where the problem? Stack trace are location. At which location the problem came? Stack trace are locations, sir. Now, in which locations are? Inside do more stuff. Do more stuff is called by do stuff. Do stuff is called by main. Have you observed? Location is do more stuff, which is called by do stuff, which is called by main. This is the complete stack trace. Remember, with this information, exception object will be created. Sir, let me repeat up to this. So, inside a method, if an exception rises, the method in which it is raised is responsible to create exception object. Remember, this is the responsible to create exception object. Okay, well, exception object created by the method with the help of JVM internally, right? Sir, immediately this exception object hand over to JVM. Remember, sir, in our day-to-day also, somewhere on the road, if accident happened, something goes wrong, accident happened, then immediately we have to intimate to the police, ambulance. Like here also, if something goes wrong, with that complete information, we have to create exception object, hand over this object to JVM. Okay, here who is the policeman, who is the ambulance person, is the JVM, right? Now JVM will ask, in which method this problem came? Sir? Who is asking? JVM. Do more stuff. Now immediately JVM will ask, hey, do more stuff. In your area something goes wrong, some exception rises. Do you have handling code? Like this, JVM will ask, do more stuff. What the answer do more stuff is going to tell? No, I'm not having any handling code. If you are not having handling code, immediately JVM is going to terminate this method abnormally. Remember this one. Immediately JVM will terminate this method abnormally without executing remaining code, sir. Without executing remaining code, JVM terminates this method abnormally and remove the corresponding entry from the stack. Observe, because something goes wrong, he is not in a position to handle, then how I can keep this person, block this person or terminate this method. Okay, like terminate this method and remove the corresponding entry from the stack. Okay, do more stuff method terminated abnormally. Now what the JVM will do? Do more stuff is just a method. Someone called this method. Who is the caller of do more stuff? Respond. Who is the caller? Who calls do more stuff? Do more stuff called by do stuff. Immediately JVM will approach. Hey, do stuff. You are calling do more stuff. You called do more stuff. But inside do more stuff area, something goes wrong. Arithmetic exception raised. You are responsible to handle that exception. Where is the handling code? Where is the handling code? Can you please show? Like JVM will ask do stuff, sir. Then immediately what the do stuff is going to tell? Boss, I'm not having any handling code. Array, if you are not having any handling code, you can't continue. Immediately JVM will terminate the caller method also and removes the corresponding entry from the stack. Okay, well, now, sir, immediately JVM will ask, Array, who is the caller of do stuff? Who is the caller of do stuff? Now the caller of do stuff is main. Immediately JVM will ask main method. Hey main, you are calling do stuff. Do stuff calls do more stuff. Do more stuff raises some exception. Sir, do more stuff and do stuff both not handle. As a caller, you are responsible to handle. Where is the handling code? Like JVM will ask main method, right? Then immediately main method is going to tell, no, I'm not having any handling code. If you are not having handling code, then I will terminate you also. I will terminate you also, like JVM is going to convey. Then simply main method is going to tell, Array, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. Okay, how you can terminate? So what? You are not in a position to handle exception. That's why you can't continue your execution. Main method also terminated abnormally and removes the corresponding entry. Now observe very interesting story. Who called the main method? Can you please confirm? Who is calling main method? Main method is called by JVM only. Now who is the responsible to handle this one? Finally JVM is the responsible to handle. To handle such type of things, JVM will maintain one assistant. Who is that assistant? Is default exception handler. Who is that assistant, sir? Can you please spell out? Default exception handler is the assistant, right? Now immediately JVM is going to hand over exception object to the default exception handler to handle. Default exception handler won't do anything, just print exception information to the console and terminate the program abnormally. Okay, in which format it is going to print, sir? Exception in thread main. In which thread the problem came? Exception in thread main. What is that exception, sir? Arithmetic exception. What is the description? Division by 0. So exception in thread main, name of the exception and description of the exception. Next yet. What is the stack trace? Yet test dot do more stuff. This do more stuff is called by yet test dot do stuff. Do stuff is called by yet test dot main. Are you getting? Do stuff is called by main. So observe, exception in thread main, arithmetic exception, name of the exception, division by 0, description, and this one is the stack trace. In this format, exception information will be printed by the default exception handler and terminates the program abnormally. Remember this one, sir? So by default, if for exception something goes wrong, what will happen, sir? What is the default exception handling in Java? This is what you people should aware. So just very briefly, I'm going to repeat so that you will get much clarity. Observe that, sir. Sir, here main calls do stuff. Do stuff calls do more stuff. Inside do more stuff, arithmetic exception raised. So inside a method, if an exception raised, the method in which it is raised is the responsible to create exception object by including the following information: name of the exception, description of the exception, and the stack trace. With this information, so exception object will be created by do more stuff, of course with the help of JVM only. Sir, after creating this exception object, sir, it will be handed over to the JVM. Sir, now JVM will ask, do more stuff. You raised some problem. Do you have handling code or not? if you are not having handling code, I will terminate this method abnormally. JVM will terminate this method abnormally, removes the corresponding entry from the stack. Remember that. So now after terminating this method abnormally and removes the corresponding entry from the stack, now JVM will identify who is the caller. Who is the caller method? Who is the caller method? Do stuff. Again, it will do the same process for the do stuff. Oh, do stuff. You are calling do more stuff. Do more stuff, raises some issue, raises some arithmetic exception. You are responsible to handle that. Where is the handling code? Where is the handling code? Like JVM is going to ask do stuff also. So JVM unable to identify any handling code, then JVM will terminate this do stuff abnormally, removes the corresponding entry from the stack. So this process will be continued until main method. If the main method also does not contain handling code, JVM terminates main method and removes the corresponding entry from the stack. Sir, now no one to handle such type of requirements, JVM maintain default exception handler. JVM hand over the object to the default exception handler. Default exception handler just print exception information in this format and terminates the program abnormally. Sir, here how many methods are there? 3 methods. All 3 methods are terminated abnormally, right? The program termination is abnormal termination. It is not a graceful termination. Is it clear for all of you? Execute this code. Is it going to be happened or not? Observe carefully, sir. Here, have a look once. Same example I am taking. Observe carefully. Here class test, first method main internally calls do stuff internally calls do more stuff is trying to print SOP of 10/0 like this, right? Now let me execute this code, sir. First compile. Yes, happily the code compiles fine, no problem at all. Now at runtime, have you observed exception in thread main java.lang arithmetic exception division by 0 yet tester dot do more stuff yet tester dot do stuff like this. Sir, if you observe sir, here just observe, this is name of the exception, java.lang arithmetic exception name. This is description of the exception. And this one is stack trace. Okay, remember this one itself is stack trace. Okay, sir, who is the responsible to print this total information? Regarding who is the responsible to print this total information, sir? Default exception handler. Can you please tell, is it normal termination or abnormal termination? I respond, is it normal termination or abnormal? Abnormal. Something goes wrong, it's not normal termination. Abnormal termination never be recommended. Clear, right? So if something goes wrong, by default how the things are going to be happen? What is the default exception handling in Java? This is the story, sir. Now sir, make sure total how many methods are there? 3 methods, sir. How many methods are terminated abnormally? Every method terminated abnormally. That's why, sir, it is abnormal termination. Clear?